This video is a tarot reading for the energy of Taurus. I am using the True Black Tarot by Arthur Wang, and this is Tarot of the Abyss by Anna Torian. So we'll start out by pulling 3 cards from the True Black Tarot. I've already smudged the decks, and I have done some shuffling. But to infuse the energy of Taurus into the decks, I'm going to shuffle it just a little bit more and do a split. All right, so energy of Taurus. Sometimes these cards don't fully cooperate. All right, here we go. So we've got Death in reverse. Then we've got the 10 of Wands in reverse. And the 8 of Swords. Oh, I'm sorry, the 10 of Wands is upright. Okay, so we've got some heavy energies here, some strong energies. So Death being in reverse. Now, Death is a card of change. It's a card of transformation, and it generally doesn't mean actual death, as in somebody dying, but something is falling away. But when something falls away, something new can begin. So this is kind of a time of cleaning, okay? Getting rid of the dead leaves, the dead flowers, so that there can be room for new growth. When a tree dies, the canopy that was once there kept the sunlight from reaching the ground, and so any seedling or any seed that wanted to push through could not, because it wasn't receiving the proper sunlight. So when the tree dies, however, that canopy is no longer there, and now there's new growth that can be made possible. And not only that, the tree will decompose to its elements and feed the ground and other microorganisms and other insects and whatnot. And so from death comes new life, and that is the cycle, right? So this is not necessarily a bad card. With it being in reverse, it might be that there is a resistance to this change. There's a resistance to transformation. There is some sort of resistance. We do have the 10 of Wands right next to the 8 of Swords here. So there is some heavy burden. There's some burdens that you're carrying that are not yours, or you're carrying other people. We do have this beetle here. That is going for a ride. I rearranged my background so these cards would focus, but it's still not focusing. I guess maybe I'm in the way. I don't know. Anyway, you can see the beetle, right? So, so this beetle at the bottom is doing all the work, while that beetle up top is just going along for the ride. The beetle on the bottom is carrying that entire load, and with no help. Actually, this beetle on top is making it harder with the extra weight. So you are carrying some things, and we do have this 8 of Swords here. Excuse me. I'm going to take a sip of water. This is my Stunley. Now, my daughter recently told me about Stanley cups, and those cups, how much was it? I think it was $45 for one of those cups. Now, granted, it does keep the ice in there for days. However, I found, my son calls them Stunleys, because I bought it on TikTok for 20 bucks, and it says Stanley, but I guess it's bootleg, so it doesn't keep the ice for days. But anyway, that is my Stunley. I just wanted to share that because that's funny how he called it a Stunley. And it just kind of stick. The Stunley stuck. Okay, so Eight of Swords. This is our nightmare card. This is where we are thinking about things and it's just putting us in like this mental prison. It's putting us, I call it mental monsters. And we're just thinking about something. And the more we think about it, the worse it becomes, the bigger of a monster it becomes. Because not only are we thinking about what happened, but we're also putting in our own perspective and our own traumas into it. And the way we feel about ourselves is going into these thoughts. And so we're creating this monster. And this monster just keeps living in our mind, and it's making the situation worse. So what I see happening here is that you're carrying some burdens, and they're not yours to carry. They're actually a lot bigger than what they seem. And it seems like you're having a hard time recognizing this and letting it go, releasing yourself from these burdens. So we're going to use the Tarot of the Abyss, drawn by Anatorian. The artwork in this deck is just beautiful. And I recently saw some more of her decks. What really spurred it was I think it's called the Arthurian Tarot. It's in French. However, I do have a Marseille deck that's in French. So I'm not afraid of getting a deck that's in French. Anyhow, Anatorian was the illustrator of that deck, and that deck just looks marvelous. So I was thinking about, it's actually on my Amazon wish list, but I don't know what brought me to that. I guess just Anatorian drew this deck, and she drew the Arthurian tarot deck, which is the legend, King Arthur. It has Guinevere in there, Guinevere, and what's that knight's name? Lancelot. I think those two are the lovers. I watched a tarot flip through, but that's how I know all this stuff. So, all right. Here we go, Taurus. Let's see what's going on here with this death in reverse. So we've got Strength, Major Arcana. Then we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse here. And we also have the Wise One in reverse, which is the, oh, this is going to fit. So two videos ago, I kind of came up with this new little setup here, this new spread, I guess you could say. It's kind of just a play on my other one. You know, I still do the 3 cards, but this just looks like a nice way of kind of organizing it better. So, and I have no idea where I came up with this spread, this 3 and then 3, well, 4. But I digress. So we do have 3 major arcana here. The Wise One, this is the Hierophant. And Strength, of course, this is our inner strength. This is the ability to subdue our inner beast, I guess, the inner wild that we have. This is the strength that we have within. And of course, you know, this lion at any point can rip this woman to shreds, but she kind of has him literally in the palm of her hand, you know, keeping him calm, and he's reading off of her energy. And we don't, I mean, is this lion real, or is this lion just a figment? We don't know, but whatever it is, she has full control of this lion. The Wise One here in reverse, I'm not quite sure what I think about this Wise One, but this Page of Pentacles here, he's Earth of Earth. And there is the situation that is facing this change. It has nothing to do with your physical. It has nothing to do with, you know, your job, nothing in your physical life. It is definitely something within the spiritual realm, within yourself, emotionally. And so this burden that you're carrying, let's get a read on that. So we've got the Devil in reverse. We've got the the Knight of Wands in reverse as well. Fire of Fire. And then we've got the Hanged One in reverse. Very interesting. So we've got 2 major arcanas in the same position here. except the only one that's upright here is strength. So the Hanged One is the Hanged Man, and this card speaks of looking at things in a different perspective. The Devil is talking about those things in our lives that sort of control us in a way, you know, addictions or things that we overindulge in, things that perhaps we use as a mask to hide what's really going on. You know, maybe I don't know, we work too much. That way we don't have to deal with what's going on at home. So it's things that we sort of put in front of us to keep us from realizing the true reality. And so these two, you know, the Hanged One, different perspective, the Devil, masks. So it's like this burden that you're carrying is not really there. It's not really there. It's like it's kind of, yeah, and that kind of falls in line with this Mental Monsters card, the Eight of Swords. So now we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. Then we've got the Ten of Cups in reverse. And we have the Ace of Pentacles here at the bottom. Very interesting because like I said, this burden here feels like it's kind of, it's not real. It's kind of made in your head, right? Then we come here with this Ace of Pentacles. And so kind of what I feel is happening here is whatever this burden that you're carrying, this thing, this mental monster that you're carrying, this thing that you're making a whole lot bigger than what it needs to be, it's starting to have an effect in your physical life. It's starting to manifest that. So what we're needing to do really is allow this change to happen. And what I see this change coming through as is you're kind of resisting some of these revelations that you're having. With the Wise One being in reverse, I feel like you're kind of maybe getting some kind of, might be having dreams, or you're seeing maybe patterns somewhere, and you're just saying, oh, that's just a coincidence. Like the universe is trying to speak to you, but you're not really paying attention to it. And so the change that needs to happen is for you to really pay attention to what's to these messages, these hidden messages that are coming to you. And what I see with this Strength card, I feel like that is just you really coming into yourself and really understanding that you are able to see these things, and these things are talking to you. It's not just, a figment of your imagination. And it's begging you, this change that needs to happen is for you to realize the power that you have within yourself. And the universe is trying to show you in these little bits of ways, but you're not noticing it. And these burdens that you're carrying, these aren't your burdens that you're carrying, but you're hanging on to them. And like I said, they're not even they're not even real. They're things that you have kind of cultivated into your mind, and it's keeping you from realizing some happiness, and it's really bringing you down. And with that, this unhappiness that you're experiencing, this maybe frustration and this tiredness that you're experiencing is starting to manifest in your physical life. So these things that you're making up in your head, they're going to start turning into real situational problems. And it can manifest in things like bad health. People aren't going to want to be around you anymore because of this heaviness that you have, this sadness that you're having, that you're holding on to. So we need to release this. It's time for you to realize what a wonderful, wonderful person you are, a beautiful light that you have. It might be a little dim right now because of this thing that you're carrying, but you have to realize that it's not real. It's something. It's this mental monster that you've allowed to grow and grow and grow like a snowball. I'm getting that an image of a snowball just rolling down the ground and then turning into like this huge old like boulder of snow, avalanche. And it's sort of like it's an illusion. So yes. So I really think that it's time for you to realize your inner strength, your inner light that you have here, okay, Taurus, and not let this monster that's been created for you, by you, and not allow it to manifest into your physical life, your present here. Release the burden. If somebody's putting it on you, you don't have to carry that. You don't have to accept it. You accept it and you take on that burden, and it's up to you whether or not you want to hold it or release it. So that's what I have for you. Listen to what the universe has to say. It's trying to tell you how great you are, how strong you are. It's trying to talk to you, but you're not able to see it. You're not listening. Maybe you don't believe in it, or you just think it's a coincidence, or you don't know what to make of it. But I think you notice it. I think you see it. So all right, Taurus, I hope that helped in some kind of way. And you are special, and it just takes you to realize that, and it just takes you to believe in yourself, and once you know it and once you believe it, other people will see it too. Okay, so take care. I'll see you next video.